the best parts about playing games is playing with friends.
Which is why we're super excited to buddy up for a new Super Mario Party.
It's party time! Super Mario Party is the latest in the series that brings all the multiplayer madness to the Switch.
The main mode is basically a board game turned into a video game. Up to 4 players can battle it out either solo or in teams in a bid to collect the most stars. It's always fun to see all your favourite Ninty characters hanging out.
And each character has their own special die, with its own advantages and disadvantages. You can choose to roll your fancy character die, or just a regular 1 to 6 classic. I like the risk-reward of dice with high numbers, even if it means I might lose some coin. But the dice I truly love to roll is the dice of life.
Well, that risk might not pay off because while you may not need coins to win, you still need coins to win. Because that's how you buy stars. And you do this by visiting Toadette, who positions herself about the board. And to make things trickier, when playing in teams, you need to land exactly on her space.
I really like this about playing in teams because it added that extra bit of challenge while I figured out the perfect path.
Totally, and I think I liked teams better in general because it's easier to make sense of the board. You plot out where you'll travel and can see all possible options before deciding to go. But when you play solo, you automatically move along preset paths until you hit a crossroads and decide which path to take. To be fair, you can look around the board before you roll, but that feels really stilted, and you need to leave it up to the luck of your roll anyway.
Well, unless you have a die with a lot of the exact numbers you need, but even then it does come down to a lot of luck.
That's kind of my main issue with this game. It feels like how well you do is luck-based rather than skill-based. In classic Nintendo fashion, the game tries to help out whoever's behind to really even out the playing field. But I think they may have gone a tad too far here, especially awarding bonus stars at the end, which means anyone can win.
Yeah, it does make the victory feel a little bit hollow. Even minigames feel empty because winning doesn't give you much of an advantage. The minigames are played between each round and are a fun way of breaking up the more tedious dice rolling. Plus, you can win a few extra coin. I really liked that you have the opportunity to practice the minigame before you jump in. This makes it feel really fair because everybody understands what's happening before you get in there.
Yeah, this is where the game really shines for me. Frantically waggling as you compete is so much fun, and it really has a way of bringing the whole group together. You can also play these minigames on Challenge Road. Here you'll need to prove your minigame prowess, and it's maybe the only part of Super Mario Party that's still fun to play solo. I'm just glad they threw in something for when your friends aren't around.
Like the minigame marathon, there's a few other modes outside of your classic party. If board games aren't your thing, you can boogie down with a rhythm game, or paddle for your life down a branching river of challenges. But I didn't much like the river game, to be honest. It's not speedy enough to be considered a race, and you can play the minigames elsewhere, and paddling's hard.
Yeah, it's really tiring, isn't it? New to this Switch version of Mario Party is also a series of games that use the undocked screens of 2 consoles to create a whole new playing field. So now the party can jump out of your TV screen and onto your table.
This looked so cool in the ads, but unfortunately most of them don't control very well or could have just been played on one screen. And you need 2 Switches and 2 copies of the game to play.
It's a bit outrageous, but surprisingly I did like the banana game. But it's absolutely not worth it for this feature alone. It's more like a cool demo than anything else.
Yeah, they're not that fun to actually play, but I'm always impressed with Nintendo's innovation. Not every idea is going to work, but you never know if you don't try.
Inspiring words, Goose. After all, games like this are meant to encourage fun between friends, rather than be fun just by themselves. And I think Super Mario Party does just that. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 rubber chickens.
There's a great deal of variety in the mini games here, which keeps things interesting. But because the victories feel more luck-based than skill-based, I'm a touch disappointed. I'm giving it 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Well, I'm just impressed at how many features they've crammed into this game. I may not want to play all the modes all the time, but everyone needs a good party game in their library, so I'm giving it 4 out of 5 rubber chickens. All right, cake time?
Yes!